find the least common multiple of 2, 3, 6, and 8. There is kind of a shortcut here, but the way that you've been doing this is you've been building factor ladders
Yeah.
for each of these numbers. So I would recommend doing the same. So for 6, you got 2 and 3, 3 and 1. For 8, you have 2, another 2, and another 2. So that's the first start. That's the starting point for it. Let me know when you're caught up there.
Okay, and then there's your thing with they line them up, so like
Well, what I
yeah.
do is you just start with the smallest number. You say, okay, I've got to have a 2. Then you look at the next one, and then you ask yourself, do I already have a 3? No. So you bring that down. Then you go to the next one. Well, do you already have a 2? Yes. Do you already have a 3? Yes. So you don't make any changes there. Is that
Okay.
clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now for this last one, it's the same thing. Do you already have a 2? Yes. Do you already have a second
Yeah,
2?
so what I did is I just went this weird thing that my instructor said where you line them up in a way that it's like the twos all go in a group. So like you get 1, 2. If you had 3 twos, you put them in a row and then put a line under it and a line over
Okay.
it. And then if you had a 2 and a 3, you'd put the 2 under the first 2 above the first 2,
Okay.
and the 3 at the very end of it, like out of the twos, so
All
that you
right.
can just see which is right and stuff. It's hard to explain, but that's how I got like a 2 times 2 times 2 times 3.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you just said it there. It sounds hard to explain. It's up to you how you do it. Math, you get more options the more you go.
Mhm.
It doesn't really matter to me as long as you get the right answer here, which is, well, what is the right answer? 2 times 3 times 2 times 2 looks like it's 24. So as long as you get 24, many ways to do it.
Yeah.
So why don't you do the next one and I'll just confirm your answer.
Okay.
How are you doing on this one?
36.
It is 36. Good. All right. You said to go to the word problems next. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. So I see word problems on.
19 and
Okay. I see 18,
18 and
19.
19.
All right. Do you have a preference for which one we start with?
What? 19.
19. Okay. So I actually do not remember the 5-step process, although I think we can figure it out here together. I believe the first one is to sort of write what it's wants you to find. Does that sound correct to you? Like step 1 is to say what you're solving for. Does that sound right, or do I need to go look for that? Let me know if you can hear me. Maybe you're just muted. Nope.
So the first step is you write how many, like you write the question. So how many ounces of shampoo were in the bottle?
Yeah, you want the ounces
Yeah,
of
how many
shampoo
ounces? Yeah,
before Lori washed her dog.
yeah.
It's before washed. Okay, and then 2 is to
Write a draw model.
draw model. That's right. Lori used 2 5/8 ounces of shampoo to wash her dog. When she finished, the bottle contained 13 3/8 ounces. So you might draw the before and then the after. Before, then the after. So the after is that there is 13 3/8, and she used, I don't know, we're gonna say that she used 2 5/8. So we got to figure out how much was in there before. Does that look good to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's 3 to write the equation. Or set up an
Yeah, write
equation.
and solve.
Write and solve. Okay. So you can think of the before as x, and then when you use, you're subtracting.
Okay.
Like this here. And I think you had some of these on your quiz that Mom sent over some corrections on at some point.
Yes.
So the way you solve this is whatever number, whatever sign you see here, this is subtraction, you undo it with addition. And that was the thing that it looked like on your quiz. You use the same operation. You actually undo it with the opposite operation.
Yeah.
So this is where you've got to be able to add these up together.
Okay.
So you want to try doing that for me, please? Or if you got questions, let me know.
So I don't really remember this, but I guess I'll try.
Okay, start by adding the 13 and the 2.
Okay.
And then kind of off to the side, add the 3/8 and the 5/8.
Okay.
What is 3/8 plus 5/8?
Here I am, just writing it. 3/8 plus 5/8 is 7/8.
Try again.
8/8. Sorry.
8/8, which reduces
So the
to 1.
whole, so yeah. So it'd just be 16.
Yes, 15 plus 1 is 16. Is step 4 like a check?
Solve. Or yeah, it's check.
Check. Okay, so you go back to kind of your original scenario, which is, okay, if I have 16 and subtract 2, just double check that. Yeah, 2 5/8. Does that equal question mark 13 3/8?
Yeah. So well, yeah, you can. Yeah.
So you can't just say yes, even though
Well,
it
yeah, I
does
know.
work.
But you could add the
You're supposed to actually
you can subtract
you're supposed to just work on
16
the left.
ounces. Yeah, you can subtract 16 ounces from 2 5/8, and that would get 13 3/8.
So usually they want to see like a little more work. They want you to see you break the 16 into 15 and 1. And they want you to split apart the 2 and the 5/8. Like this is, I believe, how we worked it out. They're 15 minus 2 is 13. And then you've got to do 1 minus 5/8. And that becomes 8/8 minus 5/8. Just becomes 13 plus 3/8.
Okay. And that would become 13 3/8.
And then what is the last step? Is it to like write a sentence to summarize?
It's just to put down the answer and say, it's sort of like write a sentence. Like,
So
there were
she
16 ounces of shampoo
exactly
before she washed it up.
perfect. Okay, let me know when we can move on to 18.
Okay.
Lisa had some wood that was 12.5 feet long. She cut it into 5 pieces that are in equal length. How long is each piece of wood? All right, so step 1 here. What do you say for step 1?
How long is each piece of wood? Oh, yeah, like, okay.
I'm shorthanding it. Please do it in the format your teacher wants. I'm not
Okay.
great. I'm not grading you. Step 2.
Draw model.
Yeah, what's your model going to be for this one? What do you think?
You could probably do pieces of wood and then like put like lines in the piece of wood.
Yeah, so what's interesting is if you wanted to cut it into 5 pieces, you actually only make 4 cuts. And I, of course, don't have enough room, but you cut it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times to make 5 pieces.
Yeah.
Step 3 is to write an equation.
Yes.
So the equation this time is the length of each piece, call it X, is the total length, 12.5 divided by 5. Or actually, I think that's not how your teacher wants to do it. So I'm sorry. They want you to say 5 times X equals 12.5. How do you undo multiplication?
With division.
Division. You divide both sides by 5.
Yeah. So that would be. And there's a weird thing she wants to do is you just so you just make the 5/1, then put in the reciprocal.
Okay. Yeah, that does
And
work
then
here.
make it 1/5. And then the other side, you would change this into an improper fraction.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
5 into an improper fraction, and then you'd multiply that by the reciprocal of 5. That's
12.5 is 25 divided by 2. Maybe that'll help shorten this up a little bit for you. If you're not sure where that comes from, let me know. Talk about that.
And then, okay, and then when you do that, cancels out.
So there is a pre-cancel or pre.
Yeah, the 5 and 25, you can divide that by 5. That becomes 1, and that becomes 5. So then it would be 5/2, and then that's improper. So then you change that to Okay, you change that to 2 and 1/2.
Yes. Or 2.5.
Okay.
What are the units of that?
Um, would they be feet?
Feet, yes. Okay. Step 4 is to check. Check. So you go back to your equation 5x equals 12.5,
Okay.
and you put x equals 2.5 in.
Okay.
So it's like, is 5 times 2.5, is that 12.5?
Yes.
It is.
Okay, and then step 5, write it. You can cut it in. You can cut each piece of wood. Each piece of wood would be 2.5 feet long, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's how you write step 5, is each piece, because you want to, like, imagine you're conveying it to your grandmother, something, keep it simple.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got lots of time left here. Where do you want us to go from here?
I guess we can just go back to the first set of problems.
So number 3, maybe.
Sure.
All right, maybe we'll do 3. I do think probably good to spend some time on some of the improper mixed numbers on the next page. But yeah, let's take a look at this one. What do you think? How do you attack this problem?
Well, first thing you can do is see, does 3 go into 8 at all without going, and then you could look and 3 there.
So it does not, right?
No, it doesn't. So you check by the LCM.
Okay.
No, yeah, LCM.
LCM, least common multiple.
So nothing works, so you're just gonna have to do 3 times 8.
Yep.
24.
Unfortunately.
Okay, and then you would multiply the 7 times 3, and it's 21. And you'd multiply the 2 by 8, and that's 16. And then you would subtract, and that would be, bottom would be 24, top number would be 5. So 5/24.
Good. All right, let's do number 6 next. It's
Okay.
more difficult. It's got 2 mixed numbers. All right. There's several ways to do this. How do you see it? What have you guys been doing in class?
Changing them both into improper, then subtracting.
Yeah, I mean that works, and the problem though is boy, you end up getting some big numbers. Is that really how you guys have been doing it in class?
Well, you change them into improper. Then I think we did the method that we did like a little while ago, where it's like the 19 plus 1.
Yeah, so that's where I think
That's
that's
I think
probably the
that's
better way to do this.
Yes, I think that's what we do.
-7 -4/9, and that the reason you do that is because the 1/6 is less than the 4/9.
Okay.
So if it wasn't, then you would have a different approach here. So that you take the 19 minus the 7, that's 12. And then this 1 and 1/6, you have to group that together and subtract the 4/9. So 1 and 1/6 minus 4/9. And that's where you make it an improper fraction. So this becomes 7/6 minus 4/9. What is the least common multiple?
It would be 3.
The least common multiple is not the least common factor, the least
Oh.
common multiple.
He's
You're
going
you're going up.
It'd still be 3, wouldn't it? Oh no, wait, least common.
I'm sorry. I'm saying the wrong thing. Greatest common factor.
Oh, greatest common. Okay,
Yes.
then it would be six.
This is where you go up 6, 12, 18,
Oh, okay.
because you're trying to
It's
find a common
18.
denominator. And maybe that's how we should have said it. How do you find the common denominator here?
Okay. And that you'd multiply the 7 by 2. So 2 times 7, 14.
Yes.
Then you multiply the 4 by 3, and that's 12. And then subtract, and that's 2 over 18. You can reduce that to 1/9.
Okay, you got to combine that with that other number, so it becomes 12 and 1/9. All right, so we do not have enough time to do just let's maybe go quickly to 10. Look at 10 real quick.
Okay.
So whenever you're multiplying, you do go to improper fractions. This is 5 over 4 times
Yeah.
4 over 3.
Okay. So
Do you
then
see
that
any-
would, yeah, and then the 4 and the 4.
So this
That's one,
becomes
so
5
then
over-
5/3.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
let's quickly look at 12. That'll give you kind of one of each to look at later on. All right, so whenever you divide, what do you change the second number to?
You do that. You would change it to 1. Oh, you multiply. Well,
You change it to multiplication by the reciprocal.
yeah, so the reciprocal. So then, so
There is some
12.
pre-reducing here. 4 goes into 20.
Okay.
All right, so unfortunately we are out of time. You are on spring break next week, is that right?